Hello and welcome back to ERU, where we round up the biggest results and talking points from across European football. Yes, it is me, Doogie Critchley. I know I look a bit unfamiliar. It's the 1st of November, so I'm doing Movember once again. So for the first time in about a year, I'm clean shaven. But joining me today, a clean shaven, naked mole rat like myself, is James Wayne.
I'm
How
not
are
clean
you, Wayne?
shaven. I've got my little moustache and chin going on. I'm good.
You're looking excellent.
I can't actually see you, so when you were saying that, I thought you were still in your Halloween gear or something. I'm good. Bit of a rainy weekend. Man City, obviously, not a great result against Crystal Palace, but it is what it is. An all right weekend for you, to be fair. Well, not weekend, but week, let's say, for Sunderland.
Well, yeah, we got through to the Carabao Cup quarter-finals, but then we did lose 5-1 to Rotherham at the weekend, which was a bit of a bump back down to earth. But yes, I am looking forward to a trip to the Emirates in December to see whether we can make it through to the semi-finals. Very exciting stuff. But let's kick off today's show with our story of the week, Jimbo. And it's a bit of a weird one. It's Toni Kroos going to Newcastle, apparently. What's going on with this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think these stories now are getting a bit like FIFA career mode when you turn the takeover on. They're getting a bit silly. But El Nacional claim that Newcastle are not only looking for a bid for 32-year-old Gareth Bale, but his teammate, Toni Kroos. And now, according to the article, the Magpies are willing to spend €30 million on the 31-year-old who's playing his 8th year with Real Madrid. He's been phenomenally successful with Real Madrid, 13 trophies, including 2 La Ligas and 3 Champions Leagues, to go with his previous 9 trophies, including 1 Champions League, obviously, with Bayern before that. He's only just really back to full fitness, obviously hitting the latter stages of his career. He's missed 8 games with a pubic bone issue. No jokes there. The injuries have only just started to kind of pile up. Obviously, as I said, he's over the 30 hump, let's say. So annoyingly, these injuries are starting to build up. He missed 6 games last season with 5 separate issues. But obviously, it seems highly, highly unlikely that he'd swap Real Madrid for Newcastle at this stage of his career. So Dougie, like who realistically could they target? I think that's a better way to go about this.
Yeah, I mean, Kroos seems incredibly unlikely. I don't know why he'd swap a title challenge for a relegation battle. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And though Newcastle, their biggest issue seems to be their defence, they've conceded 23 goals in 10 league games this season, including another 3 against Chelsea at the weekend, with Reece James bagging a brace. But if they insist that they want to bring in a sort of Kroos-style midfielder, someone to control the tempo in the middle of the park, they could target someone like Gladbach's Florian. He's dropped down the pecking order under Adi Hütter at Gladbach, only starting 5 of De Folen's 10 games so far. But he's an excellent passer from deep. He was linked with Liverpool in the summer. He's very press resistant as well. 2.2 dribbles per 90 this season and over 6 progressive passes. Not in Gladbach's first team at the moment for a number of reasons. I'm not entirely sure why. Adi Hütter maybe just doesn't quite rate him as highly as Marco Rosa did. So maybe he could be tempted by a move to Newcastle. Other options, which we did also include in our realistic Newcastle 11, which we put out about a month or so ago on Football Daily, which you should go and watch after this, included Weston McKennie at Juventus, who's actually popped up with some crucial goals in the last week against the Sassuolo and Verona this weekend, which we'll come on to in due course. Hoffenheim's Florian Grillitsch we also suggested as well, or Lyon's Houssem Aouar, who's been playing mostly as a 10 this year under Peter Bosch at Lyon. So maybe any one of those options would be fantastic for Newcastle. I feel like they're a bit more realistic than Toni Kroos, who frankly I just cannot see a hope in hell that they'll manage to sign him in January. Guys, do you think Toni Kroos would swap Real Madrid for Newcastle? Probably not. And who do you think they should realistically target? Get your thoughts in the comments down below, and let's move on to our result of the week.
So we hinted slightly at it in the previous section, but our result of the week coming in from Brave Huss 24 is Juventus Verona, where Juventus seem to have lost again, Dougie.
Yeah, they lost their 2nd consecutive Serie A game, losing 2-1 away at Verona on Saturday, with Giovanni Simeone bragging a brace and Weston McKennie a late-ish consolation, I should say. That was the Bianconeri's 4th league defeat in just 11 games this season, and they're now 9th. They are 16 points behind leaders Napoli, who beat Salernitana 1-0, and 4 off 4th place Roma as well, who lost 2-1 to Milan in a very entertaining game and an excellent performance by Milan, except for a little bit of drama after Teo Hernandez got sent off late on in that one. But across Max Allegri's first spell in charge, which was 2014-15 to 2018-19, Juve never lost more than 5 league games in a single season. Already lost 4 this year. It's absolutely crazy. and they've got issues at both ends of the pitch. They've only scored 15 goals, which is the 10th best record in the division, and they've conceded 15 as well, which is only 2 fewer than 16th place Venezia, who are newly promoted side. So it's pretty shocking that they're not performing at either end. They've only kept 2 clean sheets in the league this season, and it's not hard to see why. Some of the defending in this game was atrocious. First, Bonucci's weak clearance deflected to Arthur, who tried to play a ball back to the goalkeeper. It got intercepted. His shot then got saved by Szczesny and deflected onto Simeone, who was allowed a tap in. And then for the second, Bonucci just failed to close down Simeone, and he arced a beautiful arrowed shot into the top right-hand corner. And that was pretty much game, set and match. Like, Juve just didn't create enough throughout the game. They only had 15 shots with 4 on target to Verona's 12 and 5. XG had it at 1.8 to 1.6 in Juve's favour, so perhaps the defeat was a little bit unlucky, but they certainly didn't dominate Verona in a game that you'd expect them to win. They've only created over 2 XG in 2 of their 11 league games so far this season. So, as I said, players at the back individually not performing well enough. Their midfield is an absolute shambles right now, and they're not creating enough, going forward either. So, all in all, pretty sad times for Juve. But Jimbo, for Verona, what a turnaround.
Yeah, it's been quite a remarkable turnaround this season so far. I mean, started the season under Eusebio Di Francesco for the first 3 games which they lost all of them, conceding 7 goals in the process. He was axed off. He was only appointed in the summer, so that is a very remarkable turnaround. They replaced him with Igor Tudor, Pirlo's assistant at Juventus and former coach of Udinese, and since then they've only lost 1 of their 8 games. And in that time they've beaten Roma, Lazio, and now Juventus, scoring 9 goals. I mean, this run has taken them up to 8th joint points with Juventus, so it's just kind of a mid-table clash at the moment. It does help that they've got a player like Gio Simeone in such ridiculous form. He scored 6 goals in the last week. It's 3 games. Obviously, there was a midweek game, including all 4 against Lazio last weekend, and obviously 2 against Juventus. His 8 league goals is 2 more than he managed the whole of last season for Cagliari. So obviously, in this week, he scored the same amount of goals than he did for Cagliari last season, averaging a goal contribution every 57 minutes at the moment, which is absolutely ridiculous. For Juventus, Rabiot was playing on the left of a 4-4-2 and really struggled. I'm not really surprised. 3 tackles, 0 dribbles, 0 key passes, 0 shots, and only completed 67% of his passes. Was dragged off in the 57th minute, but I'm very surprised he didn't make it past that he made it past half time, because that is an absolutely appalling performance. Their midfield and defence was atrocious, but the strikers, they played okay. Morata created 5 chances. Dybala completed 3 dribbles, and fired off 8 shots. Hit the bar. A lot of his shots were very similar outside of the box, kind of curling efforts. A little bit of an unlucky day for Dybala, because he did get some very good shots off in there, but just wasn't his day. For Verona, attacking midfielder Caprari was excellent. 6 dribbles, 3 key passes, 3 shots, but man of the match has to go to Simeone. 4 shots, 2 goals. Just tucked away his chances in a very short period of time, so all credit goes to him. It doesn't get any easier for Juventus though, sorry to say, Juventus fans. After Zenit on Tuesday, they play Fiorentina, got it out in the end, Lazio, Chelsea and Atalanta in the next 4 weeks. And with the individual errors that led to a lot of shots and goals in this game, the midfielders playing atrociously and the strikers doing okay but missing a lot of their chances. There's so much work to do at Juventus right now that I can't see it getting any better. Dougie, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Max Allegri is now under really pretty serious pressure. You'd imagine with his return this summer that at least maybe the football wouldn't be that entertaining for the first 6 months, but he'd really sort out their defence. Their defence hasn't got any better. Yeah. If anything, it's probably got worse.
Much worse.
And Szczesny's had a really bad campaign in goal as well. None of their players, except for sort of, I think Dybala, Chiesa and maybe Locatelli are performing anywhere near their top level. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone out there. I probably have. But yeah, it's just a really disappointing season for Juve. And to be so far off the top already, I mean, they could end up, I don't know, between 30 and 40 points off the title winners if they continue at this rate, which is really pretty shocking for a squad that does have a lot of individual talent and that cost a lot to assemble as well, with players on remarkable wages as well. So pretty sad times for Juve fans. Juve fans, what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see Allegri go? Do you want to see new players come in January? Do you want to see players sold? How would you fix Juventus? Maybe we should do that as a video coming out quite soon, actually. Get your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's move on to our star of the week. It's time for our star of the week. Yes, and it is Vinicius Junior this week at the suggestion of at DTS Football Op. Why was it Vinicius Junior, Jimbo? And actually, could you have given it to anyone else as well?
Definitely could have given it to Dusan Vlahovic, who is continuing this good stretch of form, bagging a hat-trick against Spezia last night, or yesterday I should say. Vinicius Junior, though, continues his magnificent season with a wonderful brace against Real Madrid in their 2-1 victory over Elche on Saturday. Oh God, that's going to live with me for a bit, isn't it? 10-man Elche caused Los Blancos a fair amount of problems, having 13 shots with 4 on target, racking up a 1.2 XG to Real Madrid's 1.6. So, in the context of this game, Vinicius Junior's razor-sharp finishing provided the difference, and much-needed difference. Obviously, having 10 men, having that XG against Real Madrid this season is a remarkable achievement. So, hats off to Elche. But Vinicius Junior is the main man of this story. He had a magnificent all-round game. 1 tackle, 3 dribbles, 1 key pass, 3 shots, 2 goals. Once again, continuing this magnificent season that he's having, Dougie.
Yeah, I mean, Ancelotti's just clearly getting the best out of him, like he did with Dominic Calvert-Lewin at Everton last year. I think Ancelotti's got the ability to really simplify a lot of forwards attacking games, and Vinicius Junior had everything over the last couple of years, just really poor finishing in front of goal, and apparently Ancelotti's just told him, less touches inside the box, take your shots earlier, and it's leading to shots in better areas and with more composed finishing, and he's been absolutely exceptional, as you say. 14 League and Champions League games so far this year, 9 goals and 3 assists. He's only 10 goals short of matching his entire Real Madrid career up to this campaign this season alone. So if he gets another 10 goals, which if he continues at this rate, wouldn't be totally surprising, ending up on around 19 goals in all competitions, he'd have matched his entire Real Madrid career up till this season. Really, really good stuff from him. His shots have gone from 1.1 per 90 to 2.4, and 2.4 in the Champions League as well, which is very impressive. But crucially, it's his shots inside the box, which have gone from 0.8 to 1.8. And if you take shots from better areas more consistently, your goal scoring will go up. And it's helped his XG per 90 go from 0.3 to 0.47, which is really pretty solid. And with Benzema with 9, Vinicius with 9, and Asensio with 3, the only players to have scored more than 1 league goal so far, he needs to keep it up because the goals haven't been shared around that much so far. Benzema's been heavily involved in nearly everything. It was actually Mariano that was playing at the weekend instead. But yeah, he had an excellent display. But yeah, Real Madrid, they need to get some goals from other areas as well. Hopefully their midfield chip in with a few. Now Kroos is back as well because he's ups his creativity, and some of Kroos's long-range shooting is excellent as well. So massive credit to Vinicius Junior for turning it around, and he now looks like what he was a few years ago, one of the most promising young players in world football. And full credit to Vinicius Junior. But guys, that is all we've got time for on ERU for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Jimbo, if they've enjoyed watching this, what would you recommend they go watch now?
Yeah, over the weekend we put out a explained on why Bayern Munich, or how Bayern Munich became the absolute dominant winning machine that they are. So if you're interested in Bayern Munich and how they became so dominant, please go give that a watch.
Yeah, that was written by myself and edited by Jimbo. It's a very nice video, and I think it actually went down pretty well in the comments as well. So make sure you leave your thoughts about that. It's quite an interesting topic, I think, and I learned quite a lot when doing the research, and James put together an excellent edit as usual. So go show that some love. Thank you very much for watching ERU for this week, guys. We'll catch you later in the week. Bye!